This is the Bitchin Hour, episode
Or
1.
polygamy relationships.
Polygamy relationships.
And then branching off of that, poly relationships.
This
And then
This is your
branching off
host.
of that, are humans supposed to be... Sorry.
this is your host Michael, and with Kat and Jake. Hello,
What up?
friends.
Hi.
So Katrina, what was this about polygamy?
No, because recently I've been watching a bunch of, like, polygamy videos, and then, like, branching off that, like, polyamorous, and then branching off that, I found this, like, cool video
Yeah.
of, like, people in monogamous relationships, and then people in poly relationships.
Real
And,
quick,
like,
stop.
them, like...
Am I?
Sorry.
I think I'm recording. Okay, keep going.
And then, like, debating, and, like, I just thought that was, like, kind of cool, kind of nifty.
Mhm.
So then, like, it comes with, like, the question with polygamy, starting there. When the people involved are, like, they're genuinely, like, invested and genuinely enjoy it, like, even the women. Like, they're like, this is right, this is the life for me, blah, blah, blah. I want to have 27 kids, you know, with this one dude, but then, like, he also has 6 other wives who he also has a million kids with. You know, that's my dream life. That's what I like.
Yeah.
You know, and then it begs the question, like, is that okay because they like it, or is it like they are also raised to believe that was right? So it's like morals, you know, like, well, if they're enjoying it, what's the problem? But should they be enjoying it? Like, do we have the right to tell them, no,
They
that's
can't,
not allowed?
I don't know.
Loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
And then also branching off into monogamy and, like, not polygamy, but people who take place into, like, polyamorous relationships. A lot of people say, but humans, of course there are animals in the animal kingdom that do, like, mate for life, like, I think, like, swans or something.
Yeah.
But then
swans. And kiwis,
it also
I think.
begs to the question, like, looking at the majority and then looking at, like, how often partners are not faithful to each other. Of course it isn't as common as it, you know, but, like...
Well, I think in, like, the animal kingdom, there's, like, harems more like that.
Yeah.
Instead of
and then also,
polygamy.
one other thing, it's like, it also, with men, it's like the instinct, because looking at life biologically, in order to have a successful life, you have to reproduce. That's like that's like biology definition, right? Like,
Yeah.
have a baby, boom, your life's successful, the end. So it begs, like, the question, like, is it men's, because I feel like, I don't want to say, like, all men are trash, blah, 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 but, like, I feel like men
okay,
more
you can say
so
it.
often cheat.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more so something wired in their brain because they want to reproduce more, which comes for sex, but then, like, also sex feels good, yes. But then I feel like it's also a subconscious thing that they want to reproduce more because that's what it is to be successful, and, like, that's just, like, an instinct thing, like a nature thing, you know? I don't know. Just, like, something I think about, you know? Quirky.
Yeah, something
You
to think
know,
about, definitely.
quirky. Love it.
Sorry, I don't like talking like an intellectual.
It's fine. Like, I don't know. Yeah, in the animal kingdom, polygamy is not a thing, but, like, harems are, like, a thing, and, like, dominant males are a thing. I don't know.
Well,
but the thing is, in, like,
that's what polygamy is, though.
in like, ape culture, like, monogamy is not a thing. Like,
Exactly.
apes just fuck, you know?
But then it's also, like, as we as humans have, like, developed more so emotionally than other animals, it's like monogamy has become so much more than just, like, hey, I'm gonna have a baby with this person. Yeah, cool, you know?
Yeah.
It's more so, like, I'm gonna create an emotional bond with this person and blah, blah. And then that also brings a question, like, if you are poly, are you really able to, like, do that with several people to the same extent with both?
Yeah.
But then some people are like, oh, I'm poly, but I have a main partner, but then also, like, side partners. And isn't that, like,
That's
isn't
more
that
like
just
an
kind of like
open
being a thought? Like,
relationship.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's like, the fucking dude's like,
like-
I got my main chick and I got a side chick, but, like, I'm faithful, you know?
Yeah, because, like, what I define as, like, a poly relationship is when there's more than 2 individuals and they're all involved with each other, or if in a like what is it, a polygamy, which is like Mormons and shit, the wives don't have like a sexual connection, but they're involved emotionally with each other as like sister wives, girls, friendship, you know?
Sister wives. Yeah.
And like I watched a video and they're so like, personally I don't agree with it, like I think it's kind of weird. So I think they're just so like brainwashed. Like they're like, yeah, I love my husband and I'd love for another girl to fall in love with him. You know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I love my husband and I love for
and
other
this-
people to fuck my husband.
And then like kind of like
Are you the
low
leader?
key incest vibes.
No, you are.
You know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times like sisters can marry the same man, and this one, the mother and the daughter married the same man. So, you know, just kind of weird.
I
Wait,
think
so-
going back to what you said about how they were raised, that's just completely that's the reason for it. It's how they were raised. That's
Yeah.
why. they
Yeah,
think
but
that
then like the reason we think it's so wrong is because that's how we were raised.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
that's just what it comes down to.
Like, parents have
It's like,
so
does
much.
good and evil even exist? I wrote a whole essay on that. From
Yeah,
fact.
but like for real though, like good and evil is rooted in some ancestor way back when that was like, hey, son, this is good and this is evil.
And it's like, hey, this is a religion, and I'm just
Yeah.
creating a religion because I don't know how to create laws yet.
Like
so
that's
here you
like
go.
one of the reasons I'm atheist is because there's so many religions, like none of them can be correct. Like maybe one of them is correct, but like
Well-
in just matter of fact sense, like
yeah.
none of them can be correct because they all like say different things and all
I
talk
think-
differently about their gods or God
Yeah.
and stuff, you know?
I think, like, in terms, like, I'm the only religion that I'm really like well acquainted with is Christianity because I'm raised in a Christian home. So like the thing is like that like always comes down to me is like at the end of the day the Bible is written by a dude who's like,
Yeah.
this is God's word, I feel it in my soul, I'm gonna write it on paper, you know.
I feel it in my soul right on paper.
So it's like it could have been twisted and
Yeah.
it's so old, so
Like,
like
wh-
through
what I-
like repercussions it could be twisted even more, you know.
Like
So,
thinking
but like
about
I
like
personally do believe in a higher power.
yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's like the god that was forced on my throat as a kid, or necessarily like the Islamic god or whatever other religions, Buddha, who knows? But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's just so much that's like what that I'm like, something out there,
Yeah.
please, for my own sanity.
I don't know, like I think that a lot of religion is just stories that people took the wrong way. You know? Like fucking we talked about
Religion's
how
literally just this really old thing that people created because they didn't have society structure and they didn't have laws. So it's
Yeah,
the perfect way to control people.
and like I get the point of religion. Like some people disagree with me on this, but like the point of religion is to create hope in the masses.
The
like-
point of religion was
Or,
to create
a law,
masses.
but also to create masses and create like a feeling of like I'm not doing everything for nothing, you know?
and it's the thing that
Yeah,
it's the
yeah, I agree with that.
and like yeah definitely, and like I don't necessarily like religion's like weird because it's like, oh, if we didn't have religion all this shit wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But like I've seen like religion positively influence people's lives, and I'm like, and I kind of support it because it's like, if this God that you like follow, you feel in your heart, it's like faithful or whatever, helps you get over something or helps you become like a better person in your life, like I'm all for
Yeah.
it.
Just
'Cause
don't
that's what I'm-
fucking rub it in my face, you know?
Yeah, that's what happened with my brother. He says the N-word all the time, you know, he swears a lot, he's a big dick, he punches me a lot, I love him, but he loves God.
But I love God.
Exactly.
Do you guys think that religion is just part of human nature? Like, any intelligent life is bound to create it as like a coping mechanism?
Oh yeah,
I
because
think
like
so.
so many things go unexplained. Like you don't know what
I
the
think
fuck's
it's-
going on up there.
It's humans just trying to make sense
Yeah, it
of
makes sense
something.
of the
Yeah.
world.
Trying to like when we have information, we fill the missing pieces with what we want.
Yeah, with imagination.
That's why even like since we have religion, people do that with religion. Like if I'm a Christian person and I'm like, God said in this one passage that a man should lie with a woman, I should kill gay people. You know,
I
like
should kill gay
I took my own little like belief
Yeah.
and then I put into religion, and I'm like, now I have a more so of a reason to do this.
That's also a big like thing nowadays is like
think
putting
religion.
politics in religion, like
Yeah.
using religion as an excuse to treat a certain type of people bad. That's bullshit.
Definitely.
'Ccause
I think religion necessarily isn't an evil thing. I think it's more like
no,
there are people who have these evil thoughts that project it and then attach themselves to religion and then use the religion to project it even more.
how
You
do we
know?
make this a heroic strike, Jake?
I have no
I
idea.
think we destroy or we unlock all the things, all the tubes.
Something like that.
Okay, that's besides the point. Anyway, what we're talking about, like, I mean, I don't believe anything is. I don't believe religion's like evil at all. Like, I believe.
It's people who are
I
like
believe, yeah, I believe
evil, quote
religion's
unquote.
good, like for people, and like in its ways of teaching. Like even like Satanism, like teaches so much good to people who follow it. Like
No,
I know
but,
it's
like,
sounding bad, but like for real,
No, but the thing with Satanism is that
they're just edgy teens.
good. It's people who didn't necessarily like the hatefulness that was presented. Well, this is what I think. I don't. This isn't necessarily right, but I think it's like more so people who didn't like the hatefulness that like happens in Christianity,
Yeah.
and use this figure, Satan, Lucifer, whatever, to kind of first off repel against them, and then put their own they put their own teachings.
Yeah.
Because like Satan is like the epitome of like ooh bad things. So I think they just kind of used his name to be like fuck you Christians, but then here's a bunch of good stuff that's wrong with Christianity, so we're gonna put it in their hair and make it positive, you know?
It's basically that's basically what it is. It's them saying like I fucking hate Christianity, so I'm gonna make my own religion. Name is Satanism because Christians hate Satan, and then
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a
exactly.
bunch of good
So,
with it.
Perry, you know, yesterday you were telling me how like, so Spider-Man's lawful good and Venom is like chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christianity's lawful good and Satanism is chaotic neutral.
Yeah, basically. Because it's because like they sound bad, but they're not. You know?
Yeah, like they do an extent.
What?
Satanism,
Yeah. Like I mean, it depends what Satan
but
is.
like
they're part of, but,
the chaotic part is the most important part.
yeah. Like yeah, they do good, just not like normal people good.
I wish I was a streamer.
Well, I mean, I'm trying, but like I'm very inconsistent. I work and I get tired. So like that's like just the fucking.
It's so
Oh,
tiring
is it
streaming.
Is it possible?
I mean, not streaming, but like I don't know.
For me, just there's so much. It's a completely different environment just sitting at your desk and playing video games, and sitting at your desk playing video games while nobody's watching you
Yeah, well, no.
on Twitch.
I don't
Like
know,
it's completely different.
It's kind of demoralizing, but like at the same time, like I don't care too much about it because like as long as I keep going and like I just keep my personality the same about streaming, like eventually a couple people are gonna watch me. That's like that's really all I'm about. I want to create a connection with people who maybe don't have the same like feelings as these bigger streamers. You know, hashtag small streamer community. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a niche
1 second.
streamer. Go ahead. You know? So, I don't know.
Fixed it.
Oh, what happened?
I can click buttons.
Ooh, now we're in a locked
I moved us.
room.
Yeah, I moved us to a locked room, just in
That's
case.
Who would join this?
I was gonna mute Chase.
Well, if somebody wants to join, they can. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's-
If somebody
like
wants
you
to
told them
join,
to censor your
then
stuff.
they can just message us.
I can censor whoever I want to censor, okay? I'm not a politician.
I don't know where the fuck
Yeah.
to go. I'm so lost. I'm
Did
so
I
bad at
finish
video
this?
games.
Oh, I did finish this. Okay. I have to-
So that's another topic that we could talk about.
What?
What?
Censorship?
Companies censoring people, specifically video game companies censoring their players.
Yeah.
So like Riot
What do you
banning
mean?
birds.
Oh yeah, like banning like streamers that do a thing that like isn't.
Yeah,
politically
Twitch.
correct.
Twitch
and
banning
doing it.
banning streamers for saying bad things.
Like, do you know who Fedmeister is? Probably not.
No.
But I've been getting into this multi-channel network called Offline TV, which is a bunch of friends and like they're it's whatever. But anyway, this guy named Fedmeister, he got banned off Twitch for 7 days because he didn't react to someone saying the N-word in a donation, like a text chat donation.
Wow.
And like,
Yeah,
that isn't his fault. You know?
and like not even is it not his fault. It's like you're not. It's at the end of the day, it's free speech, and it's not up to you as Twitch, as the owner, to force different people on and off your platform. It's up to the viewers who they want to watch and what they're okay with watching.
Yeah.
You know.
Go to the rig, by the way. There's a
Okay.
public event. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like more and more nowadays, like, you have to be so careful with what you say. That is,
I hate it.
it's not even worth it to like start stuff like what I'm doing right now, like streaming and podcasting. It's not even worth trying to put yourself out there, because if you say like one wrong thing, you're gonna get shot down, and you're
But
gonna
it's
get like crucified over it.
The thing with that is, like, I get it, because I'm like a person who does get offended at certain statements, but then other times another statement can be as equally bad, but about something else, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have a really like necessarily strong say in these kind of things, because like I'm kind of a shitty person. So
I mean, like, I don't.
But at the end of the day, it's up to you to censor your own content.
Yeah.
What you watch.
Oh, you gotta cut out.
You know?
Hello?
Like if some, it's up to you.
yeah, and like I make really like offensive jokes and like offensive humor because I think it's funny.
Yeah, because it is.
And
funny.
I think like coping, and that's like a cool thing of coping too, right?
Yeah. Like a big part of coping is like making fun of yourself.
Yeah,
Being able to
like-
make fun of yourself.
Boy, you don't wanna cry your whole life. Like,
No.
come on, laugh about it a little bit.
Like, I'm depressed. I make depressed jokes all the time because they're fucking funny.
Yeah, like me.
All right,
Oh,
let's
please
not
don't
get
kill
too ahead of
me.
our.
Don't kill me! I'm dead.
There's so
I
many
got
people.
you.
Why is there a man? Why is there yelling? I hate this.
Wow.
Oh shit, that's my fault. But yeah, you know,
What happened?
in bigger like channels and shit, or like, I don't know, content creators as a whole, like their influence on people, like, I don't know, iDubbbz and like PewDiePie. Like,
I love
PewDiePie made a
PewDiePie.
Nazi joke. Like, come on, man.
He said the N-word.
And he also said a Nazi joke and got ridiculed for that too.
He also dressed up like low-key
Yeah.
kind of as the Nazi. Like, I thought that was funny. I'm not trying to like roast him or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like,
No,
but then,
but like
the
did
whole
that was to make
reason-
fun of the media people that were
yeah.
saying that he was a Nazi.
Yeah.
He's like,
No, the
guys, I'm
thing
not a
is-
Nazi, and then he dressed up as the Nazi. Like that was the joke.
And then I also think that like the taking things like out of context and like nitpicking at like all these like
Oh my
comedians getting
Yeah.
freaking like shat on because of a joke they made like 10,000 years ago. I think it's not more so like, oh, what they said was wrong. I think it's more so like media being like, oh shit, this is a story, let's go, and then
Yeah,
like escalating it to a
um,
point where people are like, so should we do something, I guess? And then everyone's like, I guess now we have to, because like,
Because he called it out.
yeah, exactly.
Have you heard about the fucking James Gunn thing or whatever his name is? The Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I
director?
did hear about it. They got fired, and I
He
read
got
the article, and I was
fired!
like, that's disgusting. That's actually so shitty that, like, because it's a joke they made, like, 7,000 years ago, they're getting punished on something that they put, like, so much hard work into. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Like,
now
the,
this movie's probably not
the
going to be as
Guardians
good,
of the
it's
Galaxy
probably going to be
movies are so
shittier.
good, yeah. And, like, he's punishing him for no reason. About, like, jokes that he's brought up before. And, like, why are they acting on it now and not back when, you know, they
It's
hired him?
because people have gotten more offensive, more
Journalism's dead.
offended, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Real journalism.
It's like, journalism now
What
is
the
like,
fuck?
Rick and Morty incest porn is pulling apart the fandom. Like, that's journalism now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like, I don't know. I don't really like it. And, like, I always forget that, like, sometimes the jokes I make are kind of, like, risky-esque. So whenever I do them around people who I'm, like, new friends with, I'm always
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Was that a Hergerman? That was. Okay.
Yep, it was.
Oh my god, there's so many orbs.
Yeah.
I'm not even picking up any of them. Wait, you received a
Yeah.
prophecy.
What?
I got a prophecy.
Is Discord breaking up for any of y'all?
Just a little bit. Sometimes it is.
No, not
Oh,
really.
okay.
Not really.
But it should be okay. What was this?
Yep. So what were we talking about?
James Gunn. Getting fired off of, like, people getting punished for things they did a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it's because journalists don't
Want a
make enough
story?
money.
That's what I said.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one giant cash grab.
Oh, I heard a fucking somebody brought this up. I forget where I heard it from, but they were talking about how the old Disney movies are just as offensive as what James Gunn said. Like, so if and they're still like online. So if I heard it from a Rooster Teeth podcast, but like if they want to if they want to punish James Gunn for what he said, they should take down the movies that have even more offensive content in them.
How the fuck do I open this door?
But they won't because they make up so much money, and they're just using like
Yeah, Disney hated
James
Jews.
Gunn.
You know?
It's because they don't actually
scapegoat.
care about the message. Like they don't actually care about stopping that kind of
Yeah,
speech.
they just care about how they look to the media.
Yeah.
Like I find that bullshit.
I wasn't
Well,
listening.
I mean, also that's fair because, you know,
I mean, it is the
that's like the only thing they can do, really.
It's like one of the biggest corporations in the world, but like, I don't know. Can we talk about that too? Like how single companies are taking over markets and they're not being called out because they're technically not monopolies.
I'm not
Yeah.
good with business stuff, but like, yeah.
But right now, I'm not doing a startup, so it doesn't really affect me too much.
That's a good point. I don't know. It just affects like competition in the market. Never mind. This is boring shit. Back to the interesting topic.
Like as soon as I come up with a good business idea, then I'll care a little bit more.
Then I'll get mad.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm okay.
Yep. So this morning in the shower, I had an epiphany. Okay. I don't have any scientific evidence to back this claim up, but I strongly believe that nothing in the world negatively affects you unless you let it negatively affect you. And some things are harder to resist than others. So like
technically, yeah.
So like for example, if a
You get
Navy
stabbed in the
SEAL
leg.
no, if
You
a
just
Navy
have to,
SEAL
Walk
were,
with it, you know? Block it
no,
off.
no,
Sorry.
no. That's a little
Mentally,
different.
Like,
Yeah.
mentally.
Because getting stabbed in the leg is really hard to mentally block out. Okay.
I'm not stabbed right now. I am not stabbed
You
right
get
now.
stabbed in the
But, like,
eyes and you're
but-
blind
but,
for the
like,
rest of your life.
That is the thing. Like if you have a really large mental tolerance or mental fortitude, then your pain tolerance will be higher.
Yeah. Oh, good thing to bring up about that. Did I tell you about the LSD woman?
No.
Okay, so this woman, that's a really vague like thing to say, but anyway, this woman who she was gonna die. She has terminal cancer, right?
Yep.
And she was super depressed about it because you're dying. Like, who wouldn't be depressed about it?
Yeah, I guess so.
And
That makes
so
a little bit of
this
sense.
team of doctors, like, brought specifically made an LSD like formula or like a psychedelic formula for her to give her a drug trip to see if it helped with her depression or not. And it turns out it did. And like afterwards, after the LSD, just the one time, she's fine. Like she's accepted her death, and like seeing that how just like you can flip just from one thing, like from wanting to cry every day to like just living the rest of your life as best as you can using a drug is insane.
But also, do you think that that wouldn't have happened if she didn't want it to happen?
What do you mean? If
Like, I'm
if
saying
she
like
didn't want to get
may
better,
yeah
would it have not affected? I
yeah like if she wanted to feel better, so and somebody gave her that drug and she took that drug and ran,
yeah. I mean,
but like subconsciously.
maybe she didn't want to get better.
No,
Like,
but like I get that because what was I now? Like the whole mindset thing.
Yeah,
Because
it's
there's
all
this
about your
girl
mindset.
yeah.
at my mom's work, and my mom works like at a doctor's office. So she kept coming in. She was like, "There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me." And then they're like, "Okay, here's some meds. Here you go." And she's like, "Oh no, dude, it's not helping at all. Obviously, I'm getting worse. Blah blah blah. I want the surgery." And they're like, "Ah, okay, if you want it, I guess you can get it." And then
Yeah.
in the surgery, the doctor messed up, and now she's paralyzed from the waist down.
Holy shit.
He
So
did that on purpose.
she sued the doctor for like $1 million, but now she can't fucking walk.
Yeah. Also,
Huh.
you can't really sue the doctor for that, because
Don't you sign waivers and
yeah,
stuff?
you sign waivers saying that it's not his fault if he fucks
I
up.
don't know, but she sued him.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in Canada,
Yeah,
but
but
like that would be the smart thing to do.
in America, like, I think there's just a ton of forms saying like, oh no, you can't do X, Y, Z. Like, if something happens to happen during the surgery,
Well, you can't sign a waiver that says you can't sue me.
or like no, it's not. It's like a liability waiver. That's what it's called.
Yeah, liability waiver.
Like,
Oh god, this game's so old.
do you have a speaker?
What?
Do you have it on speakers or
No,
headphones
it's
on?
on my headset. It's just really loud.
Yeah, we heard that. That was really loud. Okay, but my point, so like, if you were to give a Navy SEAL heroin, he would be less likely to get addicted than a normal person because he has such a high mental fortitude.
Yeah, but then a lot of Navy people like get PTSD, you know?
Oh, that's different.
Navy SEALs? I don't think Navy SEAls are the ones that have high rates of PTSD.
No, that's just the regular army.
Navy
I
SEAls
believe.
have like a really low mortality rate.
Oh, you can play Monster Prom with up to 4 people.
Yeah.
How does that
Okay.
work?
You know what Monster Prom is? It's just basically like a board game thing.
I thought it was a dating sim.
Kind of, but like with you can do up to 4 people. I saw it. Just Cox played it. And it's really cool.
Yeah, it's his game.
It's his game?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I'm gonna do a full one that's up to 60 minutes. Okay.
Are you playing Monster Prom?
Yeah.
Oh my god. We gotta go back to the.
The characters are so cute.
Oh, Jake, the public event's gone already.
Oh no.
Alright.
Is there another one?
We have patrols.
Nope.
Anyway.
Why don't we do them on Nessus? It's the weekly thing.
That's a good point. What were we saying? I don't remember what we were saying.
Navy SEAls
Oh yeah, Navy
was
SEAls.
the last thing I said.
Like, yeah, I agree with that. Like, Navy SEAls and like Green Berets and shit like that. I don't think they have a high PTSD rate because they just subject themselves to such.
Yeah. I have no idea though. Like,
I don't think
I could be wrong.
I don't think they can like come back into normal society as well as Army and Marine and stuff like that since they've been so like rigorously trained. If that makes sense. But I don't think they think like normal people anymore. You know? Like Navy
Oh, what's a
SEAL-
normal people?
Or like they don't think in a civilian way.
I guess so. Like I would say that their day-to-day schedule would be like much more rigid.
Yeah. Much more set
But
out.
yeah. But like they'd still be able to like function.
I don't know. There's some. The Army's always weird for me because like My dad was in the Air Force. Was in the Air Force, not the Army, but he was in the Air Force, and like even as his job, which was a contractor for Lockheed Martin, like he had buddies die going overseas.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, the Army just fucks people up. Like in a
War
lot of
fucks
ways.
people up.
War fucks people up. Now we're going back.
What is happening?
Playing Monster Prom right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's so good.
I like
Okay,
it.
but really, do you think that we're gonna have another war, or do you think that this weird terrorism is just what we're gonna have for the rest
I
of our
think
lives?
we will have and we have a definite end that's coming soon, whether it be like war that's initiated by terrorism, or if it's by deplete in resources, or if it's by a master plague because we're long overdue. You know, I think it's just coming soon, my man.
So I think that the
I say
United
live every
States
day
went
like it's your
from
last.
yeah, like I agree with that too. Like carpe diem, bitch. You know?
Yeah, but not really, because if so, I would have 10,000 boyfriends by now. But unfortunately, I have not. So
Yeah, I'm not shooting my shot enough. We'll talk about that later. But
whoa,
like
I didn't
the
know Sarah's
United
a lesbo.
States.
Fun fact. Sorry,
I don't think Sarah's lesbian.
it's because you want to get with her. That's why you think that.
No comment.
Am I wrong? No.
No comment.
No
Okay.
Am I
comment.
wrong?
Yeah.
No.
This is going on YouTube. Okay, I don't know who's watching
Oh shit!
this.
Yeah, I can't say anything here because people can listen to it. Never
Yeah.
mind.
God damn. Hold on, put my shit out there. God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Like okay, I think the United States as a whole went from
I'm not in the U.S., so but
I
continue.
know, but but as an outsider, you can probably agree with this too. We went from like a global superpower that was feared and like respected to the laughing stock of global government because of one man who a bunch of fucking retards elected.
I wouldn't say we're a laughing stock.
I wouldn't say we're as respected as we were.
Well, that all depends on who you look at, though.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Well, like obviously people are gonna respect us less, but that would have happened either way.
Ow. Ow.
Certain people would have respected us less if
Hillary was elected.
if Hillary was elected.
Yeah, that's a good point. But like, but what he's doing for the global, like, political climate is really shit.
But it's like,
Like, he's ruining a lot of
No.
shit that was put into place.
I get what you're saying, like definitely, but honestly, I don't think it matters.
Or we have to kill that.
In the long run, America's like one country, and those like things weren't even like that like groundbreaking. It was like, hey, now we're a little less shitty, you know? And with the way that the world's going, and the people are like, fuck resources, I love money, you know? I think it's like, we're just too selfish to become we're too selfish to become woke. So that
Too
should be
selfish to become woke.
our inevitable downfall, you know?
Yeah.
Do we really need to be woke? People
When I
were
was-
asleep their entire lives. Do we really need to be woke
Our
now?
ancestors were really asleep, and they're fine, okay? We're here.
I mean, they're dead, but
No,
you
we're
know.
here, okay? It doesn't matter if they're dead.
No, but it's like, I think I'm glad that I was born when I was, because I think I'll die before things become super shitty, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do care about the environment, like, because you kind of have
Do you
to.
do anything
But
to...
like, I don't do anything like
Yeah, exactly.
big to change it, because I know that what I'm doing now won't affect the long run.
Yeah, but then if everyone has that mindset,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
then obviously it's not going to happen. But if
it's the
everyone
same
had the
thing
opposite,
with
then
voting.
something would
Yeah,
happen.
something with voting.
same exact thing with voting. Everybody, I forget what it's called because I'm tired. But everybody
Group
has this.
mentality, or whatever it's called.
The majority
Well,
of
there's a vocabulary for it, but I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay, keep on.
But people think that their vote doesn't matter, so they just don't vote. But if everybody who didn't think their vote mattered voted, then
That's right.
then it could be very different. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we could have
Some people voted for freaking Harambe on your poll. I know that.
Yeah.
we could have Daryl Castle as our president right now. If everybody who didn't vote voted for Daryl Castle,
Who the fuck's Daryl
I
Castle?
don't know if that's true or not, but he was the libertarian
I think.
Oh, yeah.
party.
I think it's really disrespectful when people don't vote. Personally.
If you don't vote, you pretty much throw away your right
Yeah,
to-
exactly. And people
to
literally
have any
died
say in
for like that
anything.
fucking right, dude. It's like, but then it's also, I think it's like
I don't
your
know.
duty as a citizen to vote.
I think if because me personally, I'm not even sure if I want to vote because I just don't know. Like I don't know what I stand for right now. Like
Yeah,
I
get
don't
informed, dude.
I
What do I stand for?
Get
No, like-
informed.
no, like it's not even a matter of getting informed. Like I know the different sides, but I don't personally feel like I've developed as a human enough
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
choose
to
a
like
lesser
know
evil
how I feel.
in your eyes. Then I don't know.
But
think,
I don't really feel comfortable. Like if I had to vote right now, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I've developed enough of an opinion to vote.
I feel like I have, but like I also don't agree with either side. So like primaries are fucked for people like me because I'm independent. Like I can't vote in them, so I have to choose between two blah 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 blah. Choose between two candidates, not like
just choose a
a
lesser
couple.
evil, dude. You
yeah.
know.
I mean like it's not
That's
always
just how it
lesser.
is. I don't know. I just think like I think it's
Okay,
important.
could this fucking salvage
I think
mission
it's like a
work?
duty of a citizen, you know? I get like when you're young, I guess it's more understandable because you're like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. I was just thrown into the adult world. But like
Yeah.
when you're like, hi, I'm a 36-year-old woman with 3 kids, and I'm not gonna vote because politics confuse me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But
screw it,
I also believe that if you don't want to vote and you're okay with not involving yourself in that, and like I think that you should like that's okay, really. Like
I guess
we
it's
can't
okay.
we can't really tell them that they have to vote.
No, but I just think like not necessarily like you have to do this, but I think just looking at yourself into a person,
Yeah.
it's like it's a country you live in, and like the decisions of the people who you're voting for can like maybe affect you, you know? So like
Yeah.
I think
But at the end of the day, some people just don't care,
yeah, but then
and
it's
there's
like,
nothing you can do to change that.
I know.
I'm almost one of those people because I really don't. I'm not a very opinionated person.
I'm a really opinionated person,
I don't like having opinions on many things.
and that's why I think
too much
that's
work.
why my friends call me an alpha woman and tell me that I intimidate men, and that's why guys don't like me.
I don't think you intimidate. I don't know. You're not intimidating to me. Like
It's because I'm like, I don't know.
over the internet.
No, it's because when I like try to hit on people, I'm very like, hi,
Me,
how are
you fuck
Awesome.
now. Okay.
No, I'm like,
In the Arnold Schwarzenegger
I like
voice.
text them, I like, and like I know the signs of this knowing that it's not going anywhere, so I obviously give up. But like I text them, and then the moment something could happen, I'm like, you know, I gotta go.
NVM, bro.
It scares me.
I don't know. Like I just, man, I'm trying to get out here and shoot my shot, but like, I ain't got no one to shoot my shot with.
With
So,
who?
what?
I just follow through people online because I create a persona that I fell in love with. So,
You created this persona that you fell in love with? Someone just texted me on Discord.
or it was at Erin because Erin texted me too.
Jake, could
Was
you
Erin
drag,
one in?
yeah, could you drag on Erin in here? What's up?
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Erin. Welcome to the podcast.
Podcast time. Whoop.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm an e-girl. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, basically.
None of us introduced ourselves, so it's
No,
okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
But
It's
we're
fine.
talking about right now. We're talking about internet personas, like internet versus real life, like kind of.
It's
but,
literally the exact same.
But like, how, in your experience, how does it differ?
How does it differ?
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, I don't know how to make this heroic, Jake. Wait, where's the pads? What do you say on the pads?
I don't know. I've met one of my internet friends in real life, and it was awesome.
Yeah, same. It didn't go too great.
Awesome time.
I mean, it did. It was a fun day, but like the ending kind of sucked.
I don't know. Mine was a gay dude who lived in Ireland, so we had a good time.
Mine was some dude in Michigan if you can't last longer than 3 minutes.
Oh shit!
God
This is
damn.
going on the internet.
God
This is going on the
damn.
Want that
internet.
shit out there.
I want that shit out there.
With all
I
of
said it in
his
Discord last
millions
night
of
with his
viewers.
brother. It's okay.
No, but I think with like online things, touching upon like online personas, I feel like it differs for people because, for example, this isn't me because I'm a very like outgoing extrovert person in real life and on the internet. But like for people who are more like reserved and stuff, who can like be more so themselves on the internet because they're like, it's less consequence if something goes wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a thing. But then like e-dating or whatever, that's more so like, oh, here's a person who I'm getting bits and parts of their like whole deal, and I only have to like deal with like them on the interweb. So it's like it's easier to fall in love with them because kind of touching upon like the whole human nature things, you fill in the pieces yourself.
Yeah. So you think everyone is naturally good instead of what everyone is not always good. You know.
Exactly. You fall in love not more so like with them, but more so the them you created.
Also, yeah, and with the idea of them.
Yeah.
Which was a big thing towards the end of my relationship. Is that I was in love not with the girl, but with
the
the
things the
idea
girl
of being
brought.
with a girl.
Yeah, and it makes me really depressed when I like say it as a joke, but I don't mean it. When people are like, I find this more often with dudes, but all over the interweb, they're like, I'd just be so much less depressed if I had a girlfriend.
At me though, I've been saying that for so long.
I know, but it's like you shouldn't depend your happiness upon
On
another
somebody
person
else,
who could,
yeah.
who could easily
Yeah.
leave your life.
'Cause
And
that's just-
what happens when they leave?
It's
You're twice as depressed.
that's what happened in my relationship with like the girl depended on me for happiness and shit.
But it's like,
The rest of her
it's-
life wasn't
it's
happy. I
easier
was like,
said than-
I can't do that.
Easier said than done being like, hey, just don't be sad. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool, thanks, I'm good. It's like, we all have
Yeah.
like, especially with like today, it's more common to be like, I don't know, depressed I feel because social media kind of like ruined everyone, you know, if you get the vibe. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, and people don't learn how to like properly cope and stuff. And like sitting in your room on your phone all day, like, isn't the best way.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that.
So it's like, and then people are more so getting lost in the interwebs and then like making less friends, going out less with friends. So it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Being depressed and sad all the time is not fun.
I don't think so. I don't think it's
But,
I don't know.
like-
There are some people that enjoy being sad. Like it's the only thing that makes them happy.
Is being sad?
Yeah.
Is that a
I've been
joke
through.
or is that a-
I've been through parts of my life where that statement was true.
I think, like being sad,
Being sad
Can-
sucks
I think-
penis, dude.
I think it can help though.
Okay, being sad for a bit, like, sometimes I just need to be sad. 'Cause,
Yeah, and like
that's-
cry and like let it
I,
out.
Okay,
yeah,
but
I just
then-
need to feel.
It's such a manipulative personality whenever you the only way you're happy with yourself is when you're sad,
Yeah.
because like that was me for a while, like,
Yeah.
and it's so manipulative because you're forcing yourself to be sad, and it's pretty much forcing everybody around you to have this unneeded stress and anxiety
Exactly.
because of you.
That's why I don't like telling people about my problems because I hate having people stress about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like,
You-
personally, when I talk about my issues with people, like, I know it's like good to get that off your chest because it's not good to bottle up inside. Like, personally, I don't like it because I'm like, fuck, this person probably just thinks I'm dumb, beep boop. So I try avoid doing it.
You're to be depressed and alone.
Yeah, like the last time I had a really sad time was probably like the end of June. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
And it was in my friend's bathroom while I was drunk.
yeah, mid June is like, that was the last time I was actually sad.
Oh, and it comes with a fun little thing that got to that point. So, sorry, is it okay if I tell you kind of like a little story?
Yo, fucking go ahead. This is what this is all about.
Okay, so like fun little like throwback. It was like no, it was after. No, it was
Jake.
mid-July. It was mid-July, I think, or end of June. I forget. It was a blur. So we gathered at my friend's house for like no, it was end of June because it was the last. It was a beginning of summer kind of fun party thing.
Yeah.
And it was like pop in, you know. It was us girls, and then these two guys came over that we've been friends with. Like one of them we've been friends with since we were like 9, and then he brought his friend along. And, you know, everything's platonic, like it's not sexual at all. And we're like, cool, nice, right? And then so he leaves, and then we get into this question because his name's Xavier, right? And he has like depression and anxiety,
Okay.
and sometimes it gets like really overpowering. And he's the type of dude who like whenever he like talks to a girl one-on-one, it turns into a therapy session. So like the whole thing came like, is it okay that he does that? Because like we want to listen to him because he's a mental illness, but also like there's a certain place where we just don't want to hear shit because sometimes it's like not a good like point of view to look at things.
Yeah.
But they came like a whole debate, blah blah blah, and then we got into debate about like mental illness and like, is it okay to blame someone who has mental illness who's ruining your life because of their mental illness, or like kind of have more empathy with them? And so that escalated a lot. So it was like a bunch of girls like screaming and kind of debating. It was wild. And then so like a lot of like my brother, my sister, and my dad all have like some like a form of mental illness. Like my sister has anxiety, depression. My brother has ADHD and depression, and my dad has anxiety and depression. Pop in fam. And so like I brought that up in the thing, and like it just stirred emotion within me, and plus I was intoxicated, so I was feeling extra emotional.
Extra
So
sad boys.
Got you.
yeah. So then I went up to the bathroom of her house, and I like cried for like 10 minutes. I was like bawling my eyes out. I like freaking got a. What did I get? Like I. It was like.
Did you get that type of crying where you're like you can kind of breathe and you go, you know?
No, I wasn't crying like that. No, I got like
like
stuff,
that.
and I start like. When I get like really stressed, I like stab in my arms. I don't know. It's like weird. I don't like self-harm though. It's like fine.
Okay. Slightly concerned, but okay.
It's fine. But anyways,
Ooh.
and then my friend like knocked on the door, and then she came in, and then I was like, oh shit. And then my other friend came in, and we were just like, they were just both watching me cry, and it's so awkward.
Stop crying! I was supposed to be fucking crying.
Yeah, and I was like, that just like made me sad. Because it's like if
This
you're
is my bathroom.
shut up. Because they're
This is
kind of
my
talking
house.
shit about his like problems. So I was like, if they talk shit about his problems, like how would they feel if I came to my problems? I wasn't thinking straight because I know they're my friends and they wouldn't do that. Blah blah
You
blah.
were drunk.
And then like, and I'm like, I'm kind of sad, you know. Like I don't like to think I have a mental illness because I don't think I do. I don't think I'm depressed or have anxiety. I pray to God I don't. I don't think I do. So yeah, that was like kind of like a fun little time, and then everything was fine the next day. The end.
It's fucking deep.
Yeah.
So like, do you know or do you feel like you don't have any mental illness, or you just like refuse to look at
I
it?
refuse.
Refuse? Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen the way that it's ruined both my siblings' lives and my father's, so it's something that I just don't want to get involved with. And that's like another thing when people self-diagnose that really annoys me, because I've seen it literally like pull a family apart in like individuals' lives, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sad. My anxiety's so bad," and I'm like, "Fuck you." Like, of course,
gotcha.
people do actually have it. Yes, but
Yeah,
when people are like,
that's what you have to say to somebody who's depressed.
people like glorify it and like,
Yeah.
and it's annoying. And like, I'm just like, fuck you. So like, that's why I don't want to be like, I have it.
Yeah.
XP, you know, peace out. I'm like, nah, fam, that's not for me. That's not the life I'm trying to lead. So, you know.
I mean, you don't have to label it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Well,
So.
like you're still yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Like I'm not saying it's bad to label it.
No, I get what you mean.
Like, I don't want to offend anybody, but
This is
like
a very
everybody's
serious
different.
podcast.
Well, not really. We're just talking. Like, the
Yeah.
point of this podcast is just to, like, I don't know, talk a little
Shoot the
bit.
shit.
Like,
you know?
I brought up
We're
like
just bitching.
I brought up like 2 points, and then we just went with
I
it.
brought up the first point. How dare you?
Oh yeah, you
How
brought up the
dare.
first point.
Yes.
So, internet personas.
That's a.
Oh,
We're
back
past
to
that.
Yeah.
that. Personal experience. I talk a lot. My apologies. So I'm gonna say something more. Haha. Sorry.
No, don't even worry about it.
Okay, well, we have a quick decision to make here.
Okay.
We can either. So this is supposed to be an hour podcast, right? Because it's the bitchin' hour.
Yep.
We're bitching for an hour. You know? We can either
Gotcha.
Yep.
just make a part 2 right now, or we can just stop.
Wait, what?
I
We
think
can
that
either-
we should
either
pace
cut-
ourselves.
We can either cut and like that'll be it for the podcast of today.
Yeah.
Well, what if you wanna?
Or
What if
we
you
can
wanna
just make a part 2, like.
Yeah, but what if you say stuff that
I
like
think-
can't
What if
be
you want to edit
projected to
stuff
the
out
thing?
and it's not
Yeah.
exactly an
Oh,
hour?
there's not. I'm not gonna edit anything out. Like, if
Let's
there's,
just
there's
end it.
nothing that's
Let's
been
just end
said
it.
that I've been wanting to end it out. Well, we have 10 more minutes. So,
I mean, like Perry, you should probably edit that part out where I said that Erin was a bitch. I was like,
I
yeah.
got you.
I'm so offended. What did I do?
It's called being a woman, Erin. Okay.
Yeah.
Know your place.
Oh
I'll
my
say.
god.
No, women and minorities hate them. I'm just kidding. Haha, I'm a minority and a woman, so I can't.
They
Fuck,
cancel
you
each other
can't say
out.
shit about me.
Yeah, you can't say shit about me. I'm a minority and a woman. Yeah. What can I say?
I don't know. But,
How about like insecurities, like beauty standards, like society's pressure? How about that? You know, kind of touch upon that because I like
Okay,
talking about that.
okay.
I can talk about eating
Well, we
disorders.
also have 10 minutes, so
Yeah,
like,
we
can
have
you
10
squish
minutes.
that in 10
we
minutes?
can.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sarah's gonna be on later, so we can do another hour
All right,
with
let's do a
Sarah.
part. Yeah, let's like pretend
and
this here. All right,
bring
guys,
up
thanks for
more.
tuning in.
Wait, not yet. Bitch, this is my
Follow my
podcast.
Instagram.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you trying to do to me? Like, no, we're not done yet. We still have a couple minutes.
Okay, so
But, like, what were we
Insecure.
talking about? Like, not insecurities, but like, we can go back to inner personas. Like, a lot of, I don't want to say I have an inner persona, but I feel like,
I feel like
I
everyone
think-
subconsciously has a little bit.
yeah,
of
I feel
it.
like you can't not have an inner persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes people change more drastically depending on the person, but I think there's always a little differ.
I agree with that. Like, there's so many horror stories about, like, oh my god, this was an amazing boy on the internet, and then I met him in real life, and he fucking killed me. Like, that is...
Yeah, guys, if you meet in your life, I'll actually murder you and bury you on Canadian soil. So you'll never be
God.
found.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Same, to be honest.
But don't worry, I don't think I'm an asshole in real life. I've been told by a lot of people I am an asshole.
Guys, so should I
But-
eat Sarah?
Yeah, but those people are assholes, so.
Should you what?
Yeah.
I said, should I eat Sarah?
Should you eat
Yes.
Sarah?
Would you get jealous, Perry?
Me? No, I'll be fine.
Just
I don't know-
incorporate him.
I don't know what reason would I have to get jealous.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because you're such good friends with her, and I would see her away.
Because you're such good friends with her. Yeah, played it off real well. Speaking of which.
I don't think I have an internet persona. I think I'm exactly the same.
You literally do, Erin.
Yeah, you
I
do.
do? What is it?
You're so toxic.
I'm not even that toxic.
Sometimes.
It's just during CS:GO.
And,
And
Okay.
Wow.
Like just sometimes though. Like sometimes you're good,
Oh, I'm
but
toxic
like
in real
sometimes
life,
you're
dude.
really toxic.
no,
Dude, I'm
like, you're
toxic in
fine,
real life too.
But you're not
Like,
like
I-
that toxic in real life.
Yes, I am.
Nah.
But like you also don't like heal people in real life, so like not yet at least.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I carry around band-aids and Neosporin everywhere I go.
I carry
when
around
was the last time
tampons.
you utilized that though?
I also do carry around extra tampons in case
Yeah,
people
that's
need
what
them.
fucking chicks do. Like, I do that too, because, you know, no one's
Or
gonna ask me for
support
a
me in
tampon.
IRL. This
No
is
one's
how
gonna-
you be a
No
support
one's
man in
gonna ask me
IRL.
for a tampon, but I'm
Dude,
there.
I'm like pocket mercy everywhere I go.
Pocket mercy. Pocket pussy.
If
Never
I
mind.
offer somebody a band-aid, do you really think they'd accept?
Hey,
me.
you want a band-aid
You're a Boy Scout.
right now?
Well, I mean, like if somebody gets
He's an
hurt, then
Eagle
I'm there in
Scout.
case they
Check
need
yourself.
it.
He's an emo scout. That's what I
He's
fucking
an
heard.
No, he's an Eagle Scout.
I am an
Alright,
Eagle
guys, thanks for
Scout.
tuning in. See you next time. Make sure you
Shut up.
Shut the fuck
You're not
up.
the
What's
producer.
the
Not even-
outro? Do you have an outro?
No, we
written?
don't have an outro. We barely have an
Can we
intro.
make
We
it?
barely have a podcast,
Fuck
to be
off.
honest.
It's literally just
Ba-
fuck
Ba,
off.
ba, ba, da. That's a
No,
joke.
ba-
That's a
ba-
Rooster
That's
joke.
copyright.
Can we do that Minion song? Ba, ba, ba,
No,
ba,
copyright.
That's
Jeez.
also copyright, dude. But like, I'm not monetizing this, so I don't.
If we
fucking
sing it
care.
ourselves,
Oh yeah, it's just
Well, if
parody.
you give them credit.
It's parody, not what's it
yeah.
called?
It's a cover.
Okay, that Minion song, the Ba 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 Beret song, is fucking a parody of another song. So if they sue us, if Minions sue us for copying that song, they're fucking wrong. Okay.
Hey, you can't do that. We copied it first.
You can't copy it because we got it first. We thought of the idea to talk stupid
We
first.
called dibs.
We called dibs.
ba, ba, ba. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you would be similar to how you are if I ever saw you in real life, Katrina.
Who? Yeah.
But like, I don't think
You
you'd
don't
be the
know.
exact same.
I think I'm
I think your
exactly
nipples would be more predominant in real life than
Yeah, probably. Most likely. I agree. Hit me up when we come to
Because
visit.
you're in love with me.
I'm
Harass.
so in love with you, Kat. You know, it's
True, who isn't? Why does every online boy
Yeah.
obviously just fall madly in love with me?
Oh, why am I so fucking hot? Oh my god.
They like me for my personality.
I don't know why people like me on the internet. I'm toxic.
Because you're a girl who's
Because-
toxic.
Yeah, you're a girl who's toxic. Like, so
How
people
is that
like you.
appealing? That just means I'm like toxic in real life
You're
too.
also like cool. You're not like you're toxic like a quarter of the time.
You're not like the other girls, Erin.
You're not. I'm,
Thanks.
I'm not like the other girls.
Okay, everybody
I'm
tune into my
different.
Twitch stream tonight.
Okay, everyone. I'm doing a top-down camera, so my titties will be on display. Okay, hit me up.
They don't
Speaking
say
of
that, though.
that, speaking of that,
What?
titties being on display, let me just tell you. Just like, I'll tell you in another episode of the podcast. Join in.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stop that there. We're gonna have another podcast in about, I don't know when Sarah gets on. So like, never.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. See you
Bitch, this is my podcast. Again,
Don't call her a bitch, bitch.
Alright, guys,
It's
thanks for
gonna be
tuning
bit.
in.
if you're watching, you're fucking dope. But if you're
Alright,
not,
thanks for watching.
you're also
Make sure
fucking
you
dope.
smash that NF like button and.
I
drop
love
it.
the people who don't watch this,
Yeah,
especially.
people who don't watch my shit is
Show this
so
to everybody
great.
who don't watch this.
I'm gonna tell a story about showing people stuff in the next episode.
If you didn't watch this video, hit the like button down there.
Alright, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!